Hey there, Greg.
Hi, Nick. How's it going?
Not doing too bad. Hey there, beer tubers. Welcome back to Beer Analysis 101. Your host, Macwell Star. Tonight, we are here with a beer that was actually given to me by Greg down the corner. Sent me one of these so that we could do a Beer Analysis 101 on it, which is, of course, Hanlan's Point Coconut Coffee Porter. There's Greg with a beard on the label. Actually, it's not.
Let's be honest. We've all wanted to see Nick drink out of a naked man, and now we have our opportunity.
I just want to ask, Radar, do you have the beer?
Yes,
yeah. Nice. All right. So without further ado, let's introduce who we have with us tonight, starting with Redbeard.
What be going down, people of the beer analysis? Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
Good to be here.
And next up, everybody's favorite, Sexton. Ashley Sexton of Sexton Brewing Co. How are you doing tonight?
Doing great. Why am I? Why is it introduced as everyone's favorite? It doesn't make sense.
Oh, you're the only.
I just show up.
You're by default.
I get the beer and I show up. Thanks. I'm doing great. Great news today. Kids are going back to school, so everyone's happy. Getting
nice. So does that mean that are the stores still closed, so you don't have to go to work?
Yeah, still unemployed, but the kids are going back to school. That's all right.
So now you get to stay home all day and drink.
No, I have to go pick them up. Jesus, man, what kind of terrible human being do you think I am?
Well, only 3 beers before. And then...
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
there are services you can send to pick up your children while you sit at home and enjoy the beer.
We also have to remember
my first beer
called school bus.
You have a wife
in Ashley's hometown of unknown places. I won't mention. There's I do believe the cops are a little more lax. Like I think they allow you to have 5 or 6 beers before you're considered inebriated.
God. All right. So, Laylee.
Hello.
Back in. How are you tonight?
I'm fantastic. I am very excited to review another beer.
Nice. All right. Glad to have you aboard. All right. Let's move on to the next
person. Happy
to be back. A man who needs no introduction around here because it's been in every single episode.
Great. I was looking at Lady Lee. I apologize. I'm here. Here, I got a naked man. We're all gonna drink out of a naked man, and that's. By the way, for everyone who doesn't know, this is Gordy Levique. He's the guy on Canuck as well, and now he's at Hanlan Point, which is a nude beach in Toronto.
Did you just say Levique? It's Levesque. What's wrong with you?
What's that?
Is it actually a nude beach?
It's Levesque,
it's
not
Levique. If anybody wants to know the proper pronunciation.
It's Levique.
Okay.
Okay. Well, the amount I care is 0. So, however I pronounce it, it's probably the right way. So, whatever.
There's different ways.
There is a nude beach in Toronto. It's on the Toronto Island called Hanlan's Point. It is mostly a area frequented by the homosexual community. There is very rarely women on it. For those of you that were thinking of going to check it out, it might not be the best place. Unless you want to see dick. If you want to see dick, lots of it. Everywhere.
Yeah. Right.
What do you say after that?
That's it. Drop the mic.
Shit, it actually is the clothing optional beach. I'm not showing pictures online. Anyway,
Nick,
all right. No. I kind of figured that was a joke, but it's not. Anyway, all right, Radar with the camera on and a shirt on too. Great.
Second week in a row.
Yeah. And how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing very well. Yourself?
Thanks for asking.
That's pretty much it. Nothing new since last week. Still jobless. And
well,
yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Well,
nothing special.
Nothing doing.
Nothing special. I'm trying to think of something funny, but Greg.
Failing.
Greg is funny.
Greg
is funny. I enjoy his jokes.
I'm funny looking.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
all right.
Funny.
Let's go down to the history on this thing before we get to the comments. So, Great Lakes Breweries, Hanlan's Point Coconut Coffee Porter, a story of Great Lakes. We already know the story of Great Lakes pretty well. They were founded in 1987 in Brampton, Ontario, originally by Bruce Cornish and a group of investors. They chose the name Great Lakes as the 5 founders had originally had a dream of opening a brewery along all 5 of the Great Lakes, including the states. They're not related to the one in Michigan, I think it was, isn't it? Anyway, the brewery began as a malt brewery.
States.
Yeah, and making a lager, whatever. Within 4 years, however, Cornish and his partners had run out of money and began to keep the brewery running. A Etobicoke construction manager named Peter Blute Sr. had agreed to purchase the brewery in 1990, moved it to Etobicoke, and turned it into a all-grain brewery. And they would eventually open retail outlet at the brewery, selling 6-packs of their Golden Horseshoe Premium Lager and Red Leaf Lager in bottles, which I believe they still make the Red Leaf today. 2006, they launched their Travels Pale Ale 666 at the Toronto Festival of Beer, which became one of the first craft brewed hoppy pale ales to appear on LCBO shelves when it was listed in fall of 2007, helping start the trend towards hoppier beers in Ontario and in by proxy part of the craft beer movement, getting it started in really picking up speed in Canada. 2009, his health is declining, however, and his children, Peter Blute Jr. and Netta Jewell, took on day-to-day operations of the brewery. This change brought with it a new brewing team and brands and marketing that led to this new success brewery. Sadly, his father would pass away in 2010, but they left the brewery to his family, which still runs. I believe it still runs it today. Beers from GLB also include Canuck Pale Ale, which is the other canned beer that's got Gordy Levesque on the front of it. Pompous Ass English Ale, Red Leaf Lager, Robo Hop Imperial IPA, Octopus Wants to Fight IPA, Miami Vice Sweet Ale. It's got a cool Miami Vice kind of logo. Harry Porter, Long Dong Pilsner, and of course many more. Now, Hanlan's Point Coconut Coffee Porter is a 6.5% ABV, 19 IBU flavored porter brewed with roasted coconut and Monument Coffee from Toronto's Pilot Coffee Roasters. First released in December of 2018, it was released to LCBO stores on November of 2020 as a winter seasonal. Artwork on the can features GLB's mascot, Gordy Levesque. Description can be found on their website. The review reads as follows. In January of 1997, Gordy Levesque attempted to make his first trip out of Canada. Unfortunately, they informed him at the airport that he needed a passport to fly. Undaunted, Gordy took his speedo and hit the closest beach he could find, where he spent the remainder of the winter sipping on Mai Tais. Legend has it that he survived only on ice fishing and popcorn from the previous summer at Centerville. So yeah, and of course, like I think Greg was saying, it's a play on. It's a clothing optional beach, so
it certainly is. But the guy still has his hat on, so he's not technically nude.
Not technically nude, although you know what? The funny part is the picture online actually shows him wearing like a little bit of red on his butt, implying he's wearing a red Speedo. And this one here is just naked butt.
Yeah, naked butt is what you want.
Yeah.
Nothing less than the imagination. Now, Nick, I'm going to add a little bit to your history here because GLB just announced today, in fact, that they're now opening up a brew pub. Sadly, it's in the east side of Toronto, which is not very convenient to me. I'm very disappointed. It should have been at Etobicoke.
Wrong side of town.
I know, definitely the wrong side of town. So.
They already have a pretty nice like brew pubby kind of thing going on at the brewery itself. So they're probably just opening another location elsewhere.
We're just being selfish.
Kitchen though, but oh well.
Alrighty. So any now that we got to get to the comments, any volunteers to read?
Yeah,
Sure.
I'll read them.
All right.
Whoa.
Ashley.
Whoa, everybody. Welcome, beer tubers.
Welcome,
Paul's in the chat. Ash, looking extra manly this evening. I've been growing this since December 24th. So I've trimmed it.
It's looking pretty good now, dude.
I've just trimmed a little bit around. So anyways, thank you for noticing, Paul. I appreciate it, brother. And Nick doesn't get children, and he should never touch them either, says the Fuzz.
Shut up, Fuzz.
Probably a good idea.
Lee's with us tonight, says Ashley is the man we deserve and that we need. Well, maybe that.
Ever since Jamie let us down.
Yeah, exactly. So don't deserve me, but you need me. And what am I drinking tonight? Well, Love You by Two Crows Brewing.
Love you too, Scott.
Cheers, homie. Craig, Can't Beer Reviews is in chat. He goes, cheers, homies.
Hey, Craig.
And
Cheers.
then cheers to the beers, cheers to the Craig. And then we have
What?
the Beer Patrol.
What?
There we go, Joe.
Back from the dead.
Backstreet's back. Go away.
Well, let's be honest. We do know that Paul is here, so he can easily be
impersonating. He logged into his other soccer account.
Exactly. Joe or Paul says, I swing by for BA 101 for the first time in a while, and I'm met with Greg's unless you want to see dick. You want to see dick. Lots of it everywhere. I'm slowly backing out. And just like that perfect Homer Simpson meme, back into the bush goes Joe. We'll never see him again.
See, it makes me think that may actually be the real Joe, because I feel Paul would want a lot of my dick.
I don't know. And then just asking everyone what they're drinking. Craig saying hi to Joe. Scott says his beer from Two Crows is a Saison Brett. Craig says, I don't drink during the week now, Ash. Oh, okay, cool. Good for you, man. That's awesome. Please drinking a Fragoff East Coast IPA by 9 Locks. Cool. Is it extra hazy? I know how. Loves the haze. Joe's hey at Redbeard, at Craig. Miss you, brother. Am I the only non-admin on here? Yes, probably.
Nope. Nope.
I'm not an admin.
Neither am I.
That's funny.
I'm too new.
Redbeard just cheersing everyone.
Nah.
That's right.
Cheers, everybody.
Good. Very well moderated comment section. Says Scott and get banned by who? By here, sure. Paul is not an admin either, so watch out, Paul. And then thank God that good old Biolog's not an admin either.
Nope.
They certainly do not trust you.
No.
Hey, watch out. I'm an admin on Chad's chat, so if he ever does a BDU again, you're in trouble.
Great. Alrighty, so I guess it's time to go right back to Rougebeard here to talk about what's
Rougebeard.
what's your history with the beer?
With this beer, about
Any history at all? I mean,
this many
imagine.
drinks now.
Ha!
So the brewery itself, I've had a crap ton. I couldn't tell you how many beers I'd like. Not as many as Greg, probably not as many as even like Ashley or anybody else that lives down in that area, but a good deal of their beers make it up here, and I try all of them. Like they just randomly the new RoboHop New England double IPA up here, and I'm very much enjoying that. Nice stuff. Like I can't think of. There's got to be something out there I've had by these guys that I didn't like. The first time I ever had Canuck Pale Ale, I hated it because I couldn't handle it. I love it now, but like, yeah, I like most of their stuff. They're good brewery. They're great. I'm jealous of Greg and his lucky location.
There's breweries near you. Everyone has good breweries near them.
I don't have anything close to as good as Great Lakes near me. Not even remote. Like Gateway City makes decent stuff, but they're like
We have a good distillery.
Great Lakes
near
just
us.
makes so many awesome IPAs, and that's like kind of and stouts even. Those are like my go-to favorite styles.
Yeah, but you're closer to Lady Lake, so you know.
It's true.
Kind of apples and oranges comparison. Though. Yeah, okay.
I agree.
And
Alrighty.
my history.
That's your history. All right, so let's go to Ashley. I almost called you Rashley. Rashley said.
You guys are terrible. So I've had this beer a few times. I was just looking at the date on my can. I am dated November 4th. I got this from the LCBO. I don't believe this was I don't think this was a hookup or anything.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure I got this at the LCBO. I've had it a few times. I've purchased it a few times. Probably 3 or 4 times. And then much like what Red said, I've had tons of GLB stuff. It's sort of spotty where I live. It's not always available. But Canuck, when I'm drinking pale ales, Canuck's a good one to go to. And that's it.
All right, so who's next? We got Lady Lee. What's your history with? Do you have any history with GLB? You must.
I think there was one that I've had recently, but I can't remember. I think my history is more like the fact that I'm drinking another coffee beer. My love for coffee beer. So
it's so extensive. You might have to give a bit to Cody.
Yeah. Actually, it's kind of funny because we went to the LCBO and I grabbed this one, and he's like, "Oh, what are you doing this week?" And he saw it, and he's like, "Well, grab me one because I want to try this." So he's
Well, that's
also
why you had two.
he's also gonna have one, so he wants to try it.
Nice.
All
All right, so he's going to force you basically to drink the entire.
So this one, yeah, I have to drink this one, and then he'll be like drinking his own. He'll review it to me privately later.
Nice.
That sounds
All right.
kinky.
All right. Moving along, let's go over to Greggy.
Hi, Nick.
What's your history with this beer? I know you've probably got the most extensive one because you probably had it when it first came out.
I've had it a few times. I'm trying to actually see my first check-in for it. Okay, yeah, this would be my first check-in. March 8th, 2015. Coconut. It's got coconut! ! Which everyone who knows Joe knows that Joe goes freaky out, like that old meme of that fat kid getting really excited. That's like Joe and coconuts in a beer. And yeah, it's why I was excited about this beer, and I gave it a pretty good rating. And then I'll put this in the chat, but put it here. Here's the old can art for it. Let's try to make that a little better. There we go. Oh, he was a little bit muscular back then. He's a little more cartoony now. And yeah, I've had it a bunch of times. I've only checked it in 3 times, so therefore I've only drank it 3 times. But unofficially, I've had it quite a bit because every time they bring it out, I usually buy a few cans. I tend to like it because it's got coconut.
All right. Okay, then.
Oh,
yeah, that's right.
Hair
You
for myself. So
We have one more person to talk to, and that is Radar.
Frozen.
Hey, how you doing, guys? Boys, good evening, boys and girls. I'm former alcoholic. Radar. Later. Great Lakes Brewery. I'm sure I've had some of their beer before because they're so popular, and Guy drinks them sometimes. And I'm pretty sure I drank them at his place. I'm pretty sure I've had the Canuck Pale Ale, but that would have been a while ago. And I think it would have been a different design on the can, if I remember correctly. I did have one of their IPAs, which I think I'm not sure which one. I can't remember, but it probably was Octopus Wants to Fight. So, but from what I remember, it's good old beer, and I think I've had a lager from them before, but I couldn't remember which one either as well. Well, I had. So basically, yeah, uninteresting.
Alrighty.
You're up, Nick.
I guess it's my turn now, isn't it? What's with my history? Come on. I'm trying to do a new thing with StreamYard. My hair is terrible tonight. I gotta get a haircut.
Oh yeah?
We'll get through it together, man.
Right.
We got this.
my bro with the fro over here. Anyway.
My hair's still wet from the shower.
Yeah, but it still looks prettier than mine.
There it is. Oh, my wet hair.
All right, so now that we're talking about hair amongst all the other bald people around here, it's either like no hair or too much hair around tonight. But yeah, my history with this beer, I mean, when it comes to the history in general of Great Lakes Brewery, I've had extensive numbers of beers. A lot of it thanks to Greg, actually, because it's either been because I've visited Greg or Greg sent me stuff. So it's kind of like
Nick just slept in my bed.
Unfortunately.
I've been in that bed too.
Oh yes,
Not at the same time, mind you. But
Unfortunately, damn.
no, but the sheets were never washed in between.
gross.
Yay.
So it's like you. Anyway. Yeah. With this beer though, I've never had this one before. I do love coffee porters, coffee stouts, anything with coffee in it. And you know what? I kind of figure thinking of why Joe's hanging around tonight because this is coconut.
Yep.
Either way, it's interesting to try this, even with an eccentric label. So, all right, let's go back to the main panel, and we'll talk.
I
right.
can catch up on comments.
We got a few new comments have come up. Just a few.
Yeah,
We got
right.
17 people
You're
currently
correct.
watching.
Yeah,
A bunch of cheers to everybody.
That's
We hit
gotta be close to
19,
a
by the
record.
way.
Okay, can everyone in the chat who is here solely for Lady Lee just make your presence known. We want to do a head count.
No. There's a lot of people who.
No. I'll get all red faced and have to put my hair over my
Probably
face.
'cause-
No, it's not even that. No, there's a lot of people. I'm like, there's tons of people who usually come up their rep. So, I have a couple friends out there. So, hi, Justin. Just saying.
And we're seeing lots of friends pop on ourselves today. Off the 10th is in the chat. Hello, Mr. Willett Physics Joe. And Joe responds with, "You must always limit Greg's power and responsibilities. Unless it's the FB chat, then he's the voice of reason somehow. It's very scary."
Yeah.
Hi, off the 10th. Then we have Teku Murray's in the chat. I was hoping this was the non-alcoholic beer review. That's next week. Then we have Mr. Watts, beer for breakfast, facts or snacks. What's going on, guys? And then Teku Murray is once again leaving disappointed. And will this beer physics, says Chris from off the 10th. And then Greg is saying, "I'm strangely the adult of the chat. The really pervy adult." That's gross. You are disgusting.
Cheers.
Redbeard,
More like
Redbeard says it probably would. Physics, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Which hopefully Chris is able to follow through with his Will It Physics Le Sparkle Puff edition. We'll see. We'll see.
Will it physics that old can of liquid fart?
Oh my God, you will have to fit. No, that'll blow up that poor physics machine. Are you kidding me? And then off the 10th says nice. Then we have Basement in the chat says hi Redbeard. Cheers.
I'm the special one today. I feel pretty
Yeah,
special.
you're getting all the love today.
Everyone's here for Redbeard.
There you go. Teku Murray says, "I'll pay anyone if they can identify the octave Greg operates on before and after 3 beers." That's an interesting challenge, because it definitely is. Oh God, yeah,
Definitely a difference.
And then Chris from off the 10th says, "Why are there 18 people watching this crap?"
COVID-19.
And,
now. Thanks for scaring them off.
and then that is impossible. That is impossible to answer. Ewart says the Beer Patrol. Oh, yeah, he was responding to that, but they gotta add that could easily be the response to Chris's question too. Lady Lee says we hit 19 for a bit.
Wow.
And then
It's crazy.
beer for breakfast, facts for snacks says you guys need to have some Third Moon brews. Amazing.
I would like to get some, but I can't get them here in New Brunswick.
Yeah.
So somebody has to send me.
I just one random thing I got to point out. He actually retracted that message in the actual YouTube chat I'm looking at. I guess StreamYard doesn't retract stuff. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, mine shows retracted. Well, it doesn't
I like
matter.
it.
Who attracted what? I didn't catch which comment.
Beer for breakfast retracted the message on screen right now in the actual YouTube chat.
Oh.
But it still stays in StreamYard because I guess it isn't synced up to remember to. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's
You know the embarrassing comment you made, and you'll never hide it from us.
That's right.
No, did you retract it? They sound like they have good beers. Beard of Zeus for the win says off the 10th. Yes, that is in reference to a
That was pretty
GLB.
good. Yeah, that was all right.
That's Beard of Zeus is a barley wine though, but still very tasty. Oh, sorry, thought he was referencing stouts. Forget me. Are we reviewing COVID cuts or a beer now? That's a good question. Cheers, Chris Stewart. And then the Fuzz says, "Oh, shiznit, am I in admin now? Hand that stuff out like it's candy."
I'm still not in admin.
Me neither.
Oh, cheers, Craig from off the 10th. And then Craig says, "Nothing wrong with moist hair." I guess not.
Moist.
Most hair.
Most
That
hair.
is, I think Craig
No,
wins
that's
previous
moist.
comment of the night. Good work, Craig.
Lisa's what?
What?
Raider says, "I."
Oh, because somebody said we're all here for. Who's all here for?
Yeah. Lee's here for Lady Lee. Beer Patrol's here for Radar and only
I'll take
Radar.
Yes.
Teku not here for Lee, but I appreciate her classing the place up.
It's true.
Oh,
Hand up
thanks.
from off the 10th.
You were such a virgin.
The Fuzz is here for Lee. Teku Murray's, I'm here to
For
tell
Manly.
Brady
Let's
I'm
just
afraid
make
to
that
fuck
clear.
off. I'm here for Nick's Fuzz.
You're rating a parade till fuck off.
And then, Lee says to Scott, "Flattery will make you unbannable." Jeez. Can't ban me now. See my wrench.
Wow. Buzz, pull out the rest.
I'll add one to Lee. Lee's got one too. You can take it away.
And
Wow.
Takumori says he's also here to be a dick to thin-skinned metalheads.
Wow.
All
Rule
right.
for a Facebook chat. Don't be a dick, Ewart.
Beer for breakfast, facts for snacks says, "Oh my God, I'm off next week, and you guys are doing a non-alcoholic go."
Ah,
And
that's
and
what
then
you get for being employed.
Takumori also confirmed that he's here because he has a secret bromance with my beard.
Oh, wow.
And then Lee says, "Scott, I have ways. When do the boring video game replays start?" Cheers, Craig. Crack.
Craig on.
Okay.
Craig.
And Third Moon, I'm telling you guys, I have no idea what Red is saying.
I've seen Third Moon stuff from who's been drinking it? Was it Yort that was drinking it?
Yeah.
I've never had them.
Yeah,
What-
I've never
are
had
they in Ontario? Are they in Ontario?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
Okay.
If it's something snooty, then probably Ewart.
Yeah.
They actually came up as one of the top 5 new North American breweries for 2020
Ooh.
Oh wow, that's nasty.
Ooh.
on some publication somewhere.
Better get on that fucking hype train, baby. Woo woo.
Yeah, it's probably a Drunk Pokeroo's blog or something. Anyway, yeah, Third Moon, Milton, Ontario. Where the heck is that?
Amazing
Uh,
fun.
It's not that far from Greg, actually.
It's a Toronto area.
Is it more than 5 minutes from Greg?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, he'll never go there.
Confirmation
It's what-
in the chat from Ewart. He had a Third Moon beer today, and then Beer Patrol. Yeah, Ewart drinks a lot of Third Moon.
I just found out my friend
Then
Val's
a nice
watching.
comment from Beautiful
Hi, Val.
Breakfast, actually.
The thing is, Ewart will drink it until the rest of us can get it, then we'll stop drinking it because it's not cool anymore.
He just put it in the here, Nick. Put me up for a second. This Ewart had this apparently today.
Nice, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's
That's a nice picture.
something double
Classy.
stout with chocolate, Madagascar vanilla beans, and lactose. 8.5%. Serve at 14 degrees Celsius. That's warm. Jesus.
Fancy. Alrighty, so
Yeah.
beer.
Beer.
Beer's good.
Yeah.
Beer.
Beer's good. Beer's tasty.
Beer.
I'm still thinking of what I want. And my can. So when was everybody's cans canned on? Mine was canned on November 4th, apparently.
What was my
mine.
cane?
It was November 4th.
I can't read.
My cane got
Probably
canned
all canned at
on.
the same time because it was a big batch that went out to the LCBO.
Does Great Lakes do fucking day or month first?
I don't know. The label is messed up. I
Well, it's
think
not
mine's
April.
like-
It's not April 11th. That's for sure.
Month.
Okay. Mine would be November 12th then.
I think mine's
It's
the
so
same.
dumb that it's not day, month, year. It made like the Europeans have that shit right. Like the day is the smallest, then the month, then the year. It just makes sense.
You mean
The package date is like on a really awkward
Well,
angle,
radar.
so it's hard to see.
Crazy weird bastard.
But I think I have the same one as you. If we got it at on the McIntyre LCBO.
Yeah, I think
Not
mine,
Macin- yeah.
Yeah.
mine's no
The downtown
That's,
one.
that's,
So
that's one street over, but no, you're close. You're close.
Worthington. Sorry.
Yeah. Or Fraser. That works. It's on the corner, you know.
Yeah, that's true. By the way, if we went to the same one, then I'm assuming that it's the same date. Like
I'm pretty sure
it
that's
looks
the
like
only.
it.
Like that's the best LCBO in town by. Like I went to the one down Lakeshore this week while I was delivering at one point. I had some time. I'm like, I'm gonna stop here, see what they have. I've been here. We got fucking cans of Ransack the Universe from last April. Like what the hell? What the hell?
Should put them on sale.
I never even
that.
look at the beers dates. I should start doing that because now that I'm
It
figuring out
depends
dates
on the
are-
beer. Like I used to not look at it and then like not know why I didn't like these beers and stuff I'm drinking. But it's not, now I'm people will see me and think I'm some kind of weird. Like what are you looking at? It's like it matters. Like
I had
I'm looking at the bottom every single can. Like
I had the good fortune to check. So I had the good fortune to have 10-year-old Steam Whistle, and it was. Actually, you know what? Funny story. I was actually buying steam whistle for my wife, and I was actually trying, like, looking through the cases to see, because the beer store always puts the old ones out front. So I was trying to get some in the back. And when I go to the checkout, the lady's like, "Okay, I thought you were stealing."
It's like, no, just digging for new stock.
She's like, "What are you doing?" I was looking at the camera. I thought you were trying to steal something. I'm like, "No, I'm just looking for the bottle. Just looking for the bottling dates."
You're the equivalent of that lady that goes into the convenience store looking for the freshest bottle of milk.
Hey,
You know?
milk was bad fast.
It's like that scene in Clerks, like where it's
I do
the
that.
lady's like picking out every carton of milk, looking at the best before dates.
Milk is weird though. Like my mom has commented on, like, she'll buy a carton of milk or bags of milk, whatever, and she'll still be drinking it like 1 to even 2 weeks sometimes past that fucking expiry date. And milk,
It tastes fine.
again, Nick, with your milk is
We're
one of
doing
those
a milk
things
review.
you can tell / smell the second it goes off, and if it's fine, it's fine. Like those expiry dates are just like the company covering its ass kind of thing.
Yeah,
It's
milk
almost
is
It's
a
more
lot of
like a
things.
guidance than like a.
Yeah.
Milk will also go bad sometimes a week before its expiry date. Then it'll sometimes last a few
I've
weeks
never
after.
had.
It is what it is.
There was one time years and years ago when I was in public school, we used to get these bags of milk during lunch hour or something like that. It was like the Capri Sun kind of thing, the bag, and you put the straw in and drink the bag. And for whatever reason, one of these bags remained in the bottom of my backpack for like a full year. And at the end, like during the summer, like that's summer break, and I'm cleaning my bag, and I'm like, oh shit. Me and my cousin decided to go out into the my family sand pit and shoot it with our pellet guns. From too close, we shot it, because when it exploded, and we're both like, we're done playing for the day. We both have to go home and shower. It was just like, I walked in the house and my dad was just like, what the hell happened to you? The smell that came off you was just.
Okay, I'm just gonna point out really quickly because I just saw it. We do have bags of milk, Craig. That is how we have our milk. It's in bags. Deal with it.
And I will say, as a Canadian, I would never buy a bag.
Anyway.
Terrible. Buy cartons.
Okay,
No,
so
you can reuse milk bags too in the vacuum sealer. Sorry, Nick.
Guys,
all right. Yeah, I was just thinking, like, while we're talking about smell of rotten milk and shit, maybe we should get back to drinking that's, talking about the smell of this thing.
Talk about the beer you just shoved down your gullet, Redbeard.
Yeah, I can if you want me to. Sure.
You're first up.
Yeah. It's gone. I just finished
Well,
it.
you keep talking, just talking with the beer.
It was super, super easy drinking. I didn't really get a lot of coffee or a lot of coconut out of that at all. I got kind of more like a bit of kind of a coconutty chocolate maybe thing, but like, I don't know, it was tasty. Very smooth, easy drinking, kind of thin. It's a porter though, so wouldn't really expect to be super thick. I'm gonna say style wise 7, because I really didn't again get a lot of coffee or the coconut, but overall enjoyment, I'm gonna give that an 8. It was good. I liked it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So next up, we've got Ashley Sexnomicron. Or sorry,
Actually, sex
Oh, yeah.
on.
Oh,
Jesus,
Oh,
man.
Jesus God.
Terrible.
Can I introduce Ashley Sexnomicron?
No, you cannot.
Oh.
But I really got to fix these fucking glasses. I look like a fucking dunce. Jesus. So
The beard makes up for it.
It's not the glasses.
I know. It's the beard, right?
Al Bundy.
It's the beard.
So I made the mistake of having this in the fridge for, it's been in the fridge since I got it in November or whatever. But I didn't bring it out at the right time. So it's been way too cold the entire time. So when I first cracked it, I thought it was just like one of those classic, okay, yeah, the coconut's sort of fallen off. I wasn't really getting much. It just sort of smelled like a base regular porter, maybe with some, like a bunch of extra chocolate to it. But now that it's warmed up, it's the coconut's not a huge punch in the face, but you can definitely smell it a lot more pronounced. Like it almost came across a little bit synthetic at first, but now as it's warming up, it's coming across quite nice. At first too, it smelled really like chocolatey, but now some of that coffee's coming out on the nose. It's a little bit on the. It's very like light bodied actually. There's like not a lot of body to this whatsoever. It goes down really smooth, nicely carbonated, soft on the palate. It's got a little bit of like a nice dark roast aggressiveness to it, a little ashy. But there's enough like of a chocolate note there to sort of help sort of round it out. It's not too aggressive or anything like that. Coconut doesn't really come through so much on the taste. I think for me right now, it's just more of the aroma. I'm pretty sure when this was fresh, the coconut was definitely more present, but I think even though it was refrigerated the entire time, I think the coconut just sort of may have fallen off a little bit. Very tasty beer, though. I would still happily buy this, but I know that this isn't something that you'd want to sit around on for a very long time. Just buy it and drink it fresh. So for for personal preference, I really enjoyed this beer. I'm going to give it a really solid 8.75. But I just saw that stupid. But for a style, I'm just going to call this like a coconut adjunct porter. I don't know. I'll give it a 7.75, just because it's not as coconutty. It's not quite there.
It's professional.
It's great.
Right. Oh man! All right, let's go to Lady Lee. Well,
Those fucking numbers. Every time I hear them, I just laugh. So I didn't realize. I guess I don't know how to drink beer because I didn't realize that there's temperatures you're supposed to drink beer at. That just shows me how much of a noob I am. But actually, I did find this one really light. Like as soon as I took a sip of it, the first thing I noticed, I was like, this feels very light. Like it went down very smooth. It doesn't have like that like harsh beer aftertaste that I usually get. That is like what usually keeps me away from beers. I taste like minimal amounts of coffee. Like I can taste it, but it is kind of like sweeter tasting. So I don't have a huge hate for it because it's like that kind of sweet taste like that I kind of always look for when I look for coffee flavor. I always want it to be more sweet. As for coconut, I didn't taste the coconut. Like I don't know. Like it's just not there for me. So for personal preference, I'm gonna go with 7.5. I did enjoy it. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go 8. You know what? I'm gonna make it an 8 because I did enjoy it. It does go down really smooth. It is something that I could like drink multiples of, and but for style, I think I'm gonna go 7, and kind of like the same reasons that were given before. Like the coffee doesn't really come out as much, and the coconut taste doesn't come out as much. So it's not nearly what it says advertised on the can.
Right on. Yeah, and regarding the whole temperature to drink them at, it doesn't always matter so much, but yeah, unless you drink beer a lot, how would you know?
It's kind of subjective too. Like
exactly.
A lot of the imperial stouts and stuff that are supposed to be drank really warm. I personally enjoy my stouts kind of cold. So
I've always liked cold though. Like I've always been every time I have a beverage, like it doesn't matter what it is, even if they suggest it warm, I prefer it cold. So, and sorry, Scott just told me thin. It's a thin, not light. So I correct myself.
Your frozen hot chocolate pops. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let's go over to Greg. Greg has to follow up Lady Lee.
Well,
And Ashley.
I normally like following Ashley and Lady Lee, so we're doing well.
Perfect.
So I'll just weigh in on the temperature thing. I personally find beer about 10 minutes out of the fridge. Most beer is perfect, but it's subjective. Have it the way you want it.
Yeah.
My wife wants her beer in the freezer before she drinks it.
Some beers I will put in the freezer for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Before I have them. Yeah.
Some of them need it. This to me comes off. It's a pretty balanced beer. Like all the different shit that they say is in here. You got the coffee, you got the coconut. I thought there may have been lactose in here, but they don't list it. Thank you, Radar. Your opinion is very valid.
You know what? Sorry.
It's just very balanced. You don't get a ton of everything. Like I've had beer that had more coconut. I definitely do taste the coconut, but I had beer with a lot more coconut. Like this one's, and I've had beer with a lot more coffee. It's kind of a balance. It kind of gives me a little bit of the sensation of a liquid Bounty bar. Possibly a little less coconut forward, but I'm kind of getting that sort of thing. I've always really liked this beer. I mean, quite frankly, like coconut's a flavor that should be really easy to do in beer, and most of the time it's fucked up. Like I'd say 9 out of 10 beers I've had that claim they have coconut in them taste like shit. Shitty coconut, or not even any coconut, just regular shit. So I don't know. I like this one. It's very smooth, very easy drinking. It's 6.5%. I could just drink 6 of these and pass out and wake up with my with my pants having poop in them, and that would be terrible.
You wake up with no pants on Hanlan's Point Beach.
Well, I think that would be normal. I think if I had pants on, that would be the real trap.
I'd say no pants.
It'd kick me off.
No pants for no pants.
Nick, next time you come down, we're gonna go to Hanlan's Point together. You and I, buddy. We're gonna strut our stuff. You'll be like that weirdo with the 6-foot cock that just shows off to everyone. Anyways, by the way, this guy's got a little fuzz on him. I'm just pointing that out as well.
That's Guy.
No, that's Gordy Levesque, or however Carrie Beard wants me to pronounce it. So for style, it's kind of a weird style. I'm just going to rate it as tasting a naked man goes. This is pretty good. So I'm going to give this an 8.5 out of naked men. And personal enjoyment, I'm going to give this it's an 8. It's a solid 8. It's very good go-to beer. Nothing in the upper echelon of anything really, but it's if I want basically a flavored stout, which is what this is, it's pretty solid, and it tastes like coconut, which is more than I can say for many coconut beers. So I don't know. Right now, somewhere Joe is putting on a uniform and playing with himself. Cheers, Joe.
All right, so 8, 5, and 8.
Yep.
All right, now put your pants back on. All right, so
it's never been on.
Radar.
Well, we were talking about my hair, so fuck it.
It's like we'll take
hair
a
in
second
general.
just to bask in the glory of your plastic turban.
It's a shawl that I put on top of my head. I remember a couple of weeks ago I had a coffee porter that I really liked. I couldn't remember which one it is, so I got to write every beer that I take and put like on my computer and put a rating system on, which I started doing last week.
Have you heard of Untapped?
No, but like my preference, yeah, I've heard of Untapped, yes, but like the ones that I drink, and yeah, so I like it. I remember the last coffee porter I had, it tasted more coffee and it tasted more almost chocolatey, and I liked it better than this one, but it's still very solid. I like it. Style-wise, 7.5. The taste, it goes down smooth. The coffee, it tastes like coffee, but not like natural coffee. That's the kind of thing that's hitting me. It's not natural coffee. It's just a regular Tim Hortons coffee, not regular coffee when I drink it. I don't taste the coconut, obviously. So I'm going to have to give it a 7.4 because it's still doable and drinkable. I would buy it again if it'd be cheaper. And you were saying the guy's name was George Levesque?
Gordy
Levesque? Yeah, GL. I'm pretty sure it's to supplement a guy named Guy Lachance, GL. So yeah, 7.4 and 7.5 style. Yeah, I like it.
Nice. All right. Thank you, Reader. All right, let's get over to me, Mr. Bad Hair that's not wearing a bag over my head. All right. Okay, so what was going to bring my tasting notes here? I had written down. I've been planning this for some time now because I want to remember this shit. Coconut chocolate aroma, not quite Bounty Bar. It comes off as more dark chocolate present. Maybe it's like a dark chocolate Bounty Bar, but I find it's not like sweet coconut in the aroma. It's more upfront with chocolate and coffee. but I mean the coconut's there. Starts off with the flavors. Drinking it starts off with dark roast coffee, a touch of pineapple and coconut, buried deep within the dark chocolate and dusty cocoa. To be only honest, some of that flavoring does come off a bit fake. And yes, I wrote that before Radar started talking about how he didn't think it tastes quite real. I do feel like it tastes like a pina colada flavored coffee with dark chocolate added. And the dark chocolate and the coffee roast are very dominant in this. At least, unlike though most coconut like coffee beers or chocolate beers, the flavors are there. They're quite present. I mean, usually the coconut's pretty weak. You do get the coconut there. It's a nice toasted coconut, but it's not like super in your face present. It's just there, and I feel like the dark chocolate comes out the most in this. Of course, this can is what, 3 months old now, so who knows? Maybe the coffee's just faded a little, or the coconut's faded a little. So, I do find it has a very roasty finish with a touch of sweetness. That really does remind me of lactose, although the ingredients list does not mention lactose anywhere. And yes, I wrote that before Greg talked about lactose.
Hi, Nick.
Yeah, hi, Greg. Anyway, so for me, I would say that I would give that, for the flavored porter style, I'd give it a 7. And overall enjoyment in a 7.5. I do like the beer. And I just wanted to add one more thing about the temperatures of beers. When it comes to me, if it's a bigger beer like an Imperial Stout or something, maybe not Imperial IPA, but something big or like a barley wine, I'll let it warm up a little, but otherwise I'll just pull it out of the fridge and drink it most of the time, unless I'm doing a review of it. All right, so that finishes me off. Kinky.
I'd like to add. Sorry.
Oh, what are you saying, Radar?
I'd like to add. I had my beer, and I just drank it already. I had my beer was cold because I left it in my car after I went to the LCBO. So maybe if I tried warmer, it'd probably be better. I'm not sure.
Depends, like again, like that again, so subjective and stuff. But I do agree totally that depending on the beer, it can drastically change the flavor profile from being ice cold to room temperature kind of thing.
The temperature cools. I mean, as it warms up, the temperature numbs your senses on your tongue, right? So the more things warm up, the more of it you can taste. If it's like a lager of some sort, then that generally maybe that's not always the best thing because you'll taste their like bread yeast water. But with a very nuanced kind of flavored beer like a barrel aged Imperial Stout, you kind of want to warm up a little so you get the full effect of it. If you were getting really super nerdy with the beer temperature part, it was like a Belgian style would be very good to warm up too.
To me, it was two different beers, cold and warm. So
yeah. Okay, so yeah.
It changed a lot for me. So
yeah, and I do find the flavors come up quite a bit more when it's warmed up.
Since I enjoyed this beer, I'm going to have one anytime between here and then next week, and I'll try it warm. See if it.
Leave it on the counter for a while, drink it warm. All right, so I'm going to go do the math. Anybody want to read the rest of the comments?
I want to.
Yeah, someone else can do it.
Wide a bit left.
River wants to read the comments?
Yeah, why the hell not?
All right, go for it.
Do it.
Do it.
I don't know where we left off because
What a lie.
comments. We've been going for a
Chatty
while.
group tonight.
Third moon.
Holy crap.
Beer for breakfast, facts for snacks. Fuck drunk pokeroo. There we go. Coocoo Murray saying Greg bang on with I think something that he said.
No, what using Greg and bang in the same sentence?
No. What he was referring to is I said Ewart is going to continue to drink Third Moon until the rest of us can get it, and once we can get it, he'll stop drinking it because it's not cool anymore.
Gotcha. Okay, magic question asked by Teku Murray, so that's a thing.
Oh,
what's next week's beer? Scott Fuzz, this edition of Beer 101, the 2-hour review of some Naked Man beer. Well, again, we're at 48 minutes, so not that long. Never a proper naked man without the fuzz, Greg says.
This is true.
Back. Haven't even talked about the beer 30 minutes in. Beer Patrol, I could listen to North Bay Small Talk all day. Thanks, Joey.
I feel like I was researching naked men for an extra hour before we started.
Beer Patrol, to be fair, Greg looks like a dude who would steal Steam Whistle. Beer Patrol. Then Craig, wait, you can buy bags of milk? What the fuck is that? It's a thing.
Canada.
It's It's
I
great.
guess the thing
I've
is-
heard of bagged milk. Jesus, where do you live?
And,
You guys?
The
Joe-
U.S.
Joe-
doesn't have that.
Joe is, oh, Craig, you have no idea about the majestic bags of milk. They're glorious. Beer for Breakfast comes back with, you guys need to try some Bellwoods Brewing IPAs. I think we've all had some Bellwoods Brewing IPAs.
Yeah,
probably.
I live 50 minutes from Bellwood, so I've had a few of their beers.
Even
Roman
I.
Candle in the
I've had
LCBO is, it's expensive, but it's a very good IPA. I enjoyed it a lot.
I had like Roman, and I think even Fuzz Fuzz has even had Bellwood's IPAs.
Milk Shark and Mylar Shark and a bunch
Red
of
Deer,
other
look at my
sharks.
screen.
I can't.
Oh,
Oh, there you go right there. Yeah. All right.
It
Whoa,
was.
what's going on for
I
sounds?
can't remember how much it was. I think it was 5.
Ewart says, as for this beer, he very much likes it, bought many. And then says, I get no coffee or coconut. COVID! Other flavors. All right. Craig is unprofessional talking milk sacks. Scott talking about sour milk now, longest BA 101 ever. And I was just saying, like, we're at
Not
50
quite
minutes
the
right now.
longest,
We've
yeah.
put like an hour and a half.
We've done over an hour before.
Yeah.
really?
That's sensational in the comments. Came for Leah.
Uh,
And
guys, I'll be back in about 5 minutes when it's going to be
Are you
done. I got to go get a pack of cigarettes before my pizza arrives. I'll be back.
All right.
Okay.
yeah,
Random stuff.
gotta prioritize.
Yeah.
Then Joe, the professionalism actually bringing us the panel is unmatched. Take notes, Nick. That was on there before.
Showed that one already.
That's sensational saying Lee's looking great tonight, which it's like that's known. It just happens. Craig here, Joe's here for the coconut. Greg came for Lee too, and she doesn't even know it.
That's rape.
God.
No.
Smackety, smackety,
On or
doo.
in or like in the general vicinity
It was
of
a
you,
joke.
I'd say maybe.
It was a joke. I don't make those jokes very often, so take it.
That sensational just screams Lee in the comments.
Exactly
And
like
then
that.
Scott is Lee, not light. It's a little thin. The proper terminology is a little thin. You gotta.
I'll know for next time.
You
I'm learning.
gotta appease the Pauls of the world. Scott moved on to I'm pretty sure it's Granville, not Grandville, but Granville Island
Granville.
Cranberry Orange Wheat Ale. Wow, that's a brew. And then I was like, they were one of the first breweries to actually send me beer, and it was okay. But the stuff they make now, I just find kind of really boring personally.
Yeah.
Who's
But
that?
but he likes cranberry. wheat
Granville
ale, so-
Island.
Oh,
Joe, definitely not putting on a uniform, but the rest of what you said is correct, Greg. And then I was being kind of random. What if the lack of a uniform is the uniform? And then, Joe, good question. I guess that means Greg's been wrong all along.
No, I think that would actually mean I'm right.
Yeah. And then did you say pineapple? What the fuck? I don't know who said pineapple. And Joe, for some
Nick.
reason, I take Ashley much more seriously with that beard now. Well, yeah. And then, beer for breakfast, facts for snacks. I'm assuming he means reviewed.
yep.
A Roman Candle today. Watch, guys.
He
I
reviewed.
actually finally reviewed that beer, I want to say 2 days ago. So
It says
watch
he
for
reviewed.
it on my channel in like 2 months when I finally get caught up with my stupid shit.
Hey, you know what's funny is I'm pretty sure somebody, probably the Fuzz, removed my comments, so I'll say what it was. I was asking Fuzz if he whipped his dick out on a nude beach, and it was Nick there. You can't censor me, Fuzz.
Yeah, didn't see that. So yeah, Fuzz
That's hilarious.
is already abusing his wrench. I feel like
I
he
know.
probably should take it away.
What a rude fella. Just because he goes to a nude beach. Thinks he can whip out his authority stick.
Yeah, and then Ewart confirms. I missed when Nick said pineapple apparently, and yeah, crazy person. And that's the comments, everyone. Brought to you by beer and
Smiles.
words.
Wow. Great comment section tonight. Great
Yeah.
turnout.
Wow, very, very active. We're down to 13 viewers now, but wow,
There you
that's quite the turnout. Remember about 3 months ago, we were dealing with like 6 viewers. All right. That said, I want to thank everybody for watching, especially when I've got the COVID hair going on. So,
We all do.
all right. Yeah. All right. So let's get to. All right. So 4.6 for the style, 7.46 for the style, and 7.94 for overall.
You people in the weird numbers. Just saying.
That's weird.
Yeah.
They also. Oh, that's weird.
We had Radar and Ashley both give like weird.
The odd fucking numbers.
I didn't give odd numbers. I was on the 7.5s. What the hell?
They're still weird. I don't think in that
Yeah, but
sense.
then
I
you
just
take that
think
and you divide it by
0.5.
6. Yeah, doesn't matter. We take it.
Okay,
Get the
for-
trash out of here, man.
We're not exactly like-
I'm with Ashley. Like going up by the 0.25s, going up by
God
quarters is
damn,
totally
man.
acceptable. But
We're not
being like
exactly
radar, where it's
the
like
Olympics
I
of
give
beer
this a
tube or something.
4.732.
Fine.
Like,
I'll
yeah.
accept the quartered numbers.
It's
then
not like we're at
set
the
it off
Olympics of beer
high.
tube. So, that said, we did have the magic question asked. What is next week's beer? And we have decided we're going to do is one of us who's not with us tonight is doing a dry February. And well, there's no way I'm doing dry February this month because this is my birth month.
Yeah.
We are going to do a
Wait,
non-alcoholic beer next week. We are going to do bring your own beer analysis, BYOB version, non-alcoholic beers. So bring your favorite non-alcoholic beers to basically just quench your thirst so you can get drunk on other beers later.
Spoilers, Dan probably won't show up.
It should be a very accessible thing because usually your supermarket will carry singles of something. You can go look to see if they've got anything there, and they're usually pretty friggin' cheap. Like, I think I even got a 4-pack of Grolsch non-alcoholic Radlers. I think that 4-pack was like $8. And you know what? That's a decent, almost like lemonade kind of beer. Like, great for drinking when you don't take. I've bought these specific ones and taken them to parties when I'm driving. So
How can you have a non-alcoholic Radler? It pretty much already should be non-alcoholic.
no,
They just fuck with the ratios a little bit more.
They should just call it a light Radler.
Like don't bring that one, please don't. I already reviewed it for you. It's a really thin lemonade with carbonation.
Yeah. Is
They
it
just
not
diluted it.
lemonade?
I'm sorry. I'll shut up now.
Tucker Murray. Think of his birth month. You were born for an entire month. Wow. Fuck's sakes. Well, I wasn't gonna give everybody my fucking birth date.
That's funny.
Joe, shut your old stupid face, Grandpa. I miss you, Joe.
We all
Like,
miss
a
you.
lot. All right, so I think that's. Do we have the last moment comments? There was our weird Ashley's Nick's just a weirdo. Thanks. That's actually a compliment. After he told non-alcoholic Radler, isn't that just called juice?
Oh yeah, I didn't
Like,
see it.
juice? The fuck is juice?
So stupid.
Oh fuck! That's so weird. Don't make me kick your ass remotely. Go get some prune juice and go to bed, you fucking nerd. All right. On that note, we're gonna take this shit offline. So I want to thank you, everybody, for watching. We had 19 viewers at one point. Wow. I want to thank Joe for being there, Scott for being there, Craig, all the other people that were beer for breakfast, Teku, fuck you, Ewart.
Fuzz.
My buddy Jay.
Who's your buddy? Lee?
Jay.
Jay.
That's sensational. Jay.
Oh, gotcha.
That's my friend.
In there tonight.
Craig.
My buddy
Okay.
Justin and Val were there tonight too. So thank you.
Well, I can't. Wow, that's and Chris is in there. Yeah, wow, that's a
Chris.
lot of comments to sort through. So he really is a nerd. Paul, love Joe wearing uniform, son. Shut up, Greg. All right, we're gonna take this thing off.
Oh, and
Everyone
Basement
come
Jamie.
make Bukkake on him.
Gross.